Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Effective Living. I am excited, very excited. It's oh man, I'm alive. Woo-hoo! And it feels great. I'm joined with my good friend, Laquisha Williams. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. Blessed to be here today, Coach Ricardo.
Man, listen, I've been watching you for a while, and you've just been just blowing and going, setting the standard real high, and being an example for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, today on Effective Living, you know, I've been focused Effective Living 5 F's. That's uh, faith, family, fitness, finance, and fun. Okay, so here's the deal. I said I want to bring on guests that will help strengthen and bring to life some truth about those particular words. And when I thought about fun, I said, here's a lady who knows how to enjoy herself. She's a woman on a mission to living her life to the fullest, but enjoying the journey. Tell our viewing audience a little bit about Laquisha.
Hey guys, first and foremost, I want to thank Coach Ricardo for this amazing platform. Shout out to all the Effective Living community. I am so honored to be here. Again, so I am a daughter of a bishop and a retired school teacher. And I didn't want to be either of them. I did not want to be a pastor in front of a pulpit, or I did not want to be a teacher in front of pupils. But God had a way, God has a way that makes you smile to like, okay, I'm still going to give you a platform. And so I am a person, like Coach Ricardo said, I love to have fun. And anybody that knows me, I love God first and foremost. He's the head of my life. My family is my world. And I love people. I love to travel and I love to just laugh and have a good time. So again, I am honored to be here with you and your Effective Living family this morning.
Well, thank you for accepting my invitation. I've been noticing that, the past couple of years, I mean, your platform just continues to grow. You're very intentional about what you do in helping women. Tell our viewing audience a little bit about your platform, the message that you bring to your clients and to the world.
Yeah, so I am the creator and founder of the World Class Women Network, where I help successful women to live their best lives from the inside out. Because I truly believe you're not truly winning if you're not winning from within. So I help those to win from within first. And so I'm always evolving. I'm always looking for different things. I'm always moving with the season and with the times. And a lot of people, I believe, Ricardo, get stuck in what things used to be or how things used to be. So I am so glad that God gave me visions upon visions and ideas to be able to change the next generation, right? And to get those people who were stuck, who are unstuck, and get them unstuck. And so for me, I've just added another layer to my world-class brand, which is the World-Class Wealth Group. So now I am able and helping women and men. So it's not just women now. So I have opened it up and I was like, oh my God, the men were like waiting, the men were like waiting for me. So I'm talking to husbands and wives and men and businessmen because they want to tap into something greater than themselves. So for me, I added the World Class Wealth Group, equipping men and women and children to be able to create the financial freedom that God has promised us, right? And so I'm so excited to be able to do that. I started with 7, 8 years ago with 7 women, girlfriends in my home in South Florida. And I was known as the girl who hosted theme events. And that theme events turned from 7 to 14 to 44 women to 200 women plus yearly, twice a year, June and December, which would become all around the world to be impacted by the speakers and from the events that I hosted. So that's what I love to do. It's in my bones. I just love it.
Listen, your confidence is incredible. The reality, I know Bishop, I know Lady Williams. I love
they
your
love
family.
you.
I love
Family
your family.
love you.
Thank you. Now, coming, you came from the Bahamas as I have as well. Over the years, you talk about evolving, and accepting the fact that, you know what, I'm becoming the person that I was destined to be. When did you connect with that feeling that I'm going to become the person I was destined to be, outside of, you know what, some traditions need to be left behind. Some people's opinions need to be left behind. Even some bad habits of myself has to be left behind because I'm going where God is instructing me to go. Where did you feel that the light bulb for you came on, and the confidence that really backed you up to actually work it out?
And that's why I kind of like shared my story at the beginning, that it started off with hosting events.
Yeah.
Anyone that comes to my home, I treat them as an amazing guest. So I always want to add a little thing, because I remember, I think it was Maya Angelou that says that people they may forget what you say, but not how you made them feel.
Yep.
And so I've always been that type of person. Growing up in the Bahamas, we were not able to sleep over. My parents are very strict. Oh my God, it was very strict. So I wanted to peace out, get out of there. Right. And so for me, and I love my family, guys. So, so for me, the light bulb really didn't click on until maybe a few years ago, because I didn't know, like, what I was doing, people was getting paid for. I was not even in the personal development space. All I knew, Ricardo, was to go to school, get a good education, get a good job. And that's what I did. I worked with the state of Florida for 12 years. Like I did that. I did the things that I needed to do, or what was the blueprint for a Bahamian young girl to be able to make it.
Yeah.
And once I thought I had it, I have the degrees, I had a great job, and I was like, well, this can't be it. Like, and I know some of you guys will be watching, and you are at this place in your life and you're saying, there's got to be more than this. And so for me, I said, I done put, paying tithes, I sowed seeds, and certain things were not adding up. And I see the same set of people doing the same set of things in church, because all I knew was church.
Yeah.
So for me, it was hard for it. So the light bulb came on later, before becoming aware of it. So that's the key. I was not aware of what God was doing for me. It took other people to see something in me that I didn't see in myself.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined with Laquisha Williams here today on Effective Living. Do me a favor and share. Here's why I invited Laquisha, because this is not only a progressive working woman. This is a woman who has made up in her mind she is going to enjoy the journey.
Yes.
Okay? She is going to enjoy the journey. Now, you too can enjoy the journey, but you have to make up in your mind to be the person that you need to be on your mission to clarifying and establishing and working through some things. So, Laquisha, when we think about life and fun and the overall scheme of things, it's like, oh, I gotta wait until the weekend. There are some people who are living that way. I'm gonna wait until I get a vacation. And so what they find themselves doing is, you end up with a 2-week vacation, but because you suppress so much pressure in trying to make a 2-week period be your best life, that you find that you need a vacation from the vacation. And so there are people who don't know how to enjoy their evenings, Laquisha. They don't know how to enjoy their weekends. They don't know how to enjoy their homes, like you mentioned, enjoy their friends, their environments, and so forth. What is your view on the overall scheme of building a life that you're enjoying while you're going after what you believe God is calling you to go after?
Oh, I could just take it out right from here and I have it on my bookshelf inside my office, the Effective Living book, right? And so if you guys haven't purchased it, you sure I'll go and purchase one, right? And so you said that to live a life, that you don't need a vacation from.
Yep.
And so I would say to you guys is to identify what that life is for you, not for what Coach Ricardo says or Laquisha says. What does that life look like for you? And so I have a really, really big family on my maternal side. And I've had my grandparents died, uncles died, cousins died, aunts died. And every time I go to a funeral, and sit to a memorial. People are there for hours. Oh, they were this person, they were that person. And I said, no one ever told them that while they were alive. So even now, my funeral, I said, listen, my funeral should be 45 minutes. Like, tell me now how you appreciate me. So when I started to see that, I see that a lot of people, Coach Ricardo, at 40, at 50, they died at 20. They stopped living. They stopped living. And so all of these things I was taking in internally, but because I have high respect for those who are older than I am, high respect for leaders in the community, I would look at them, they're working and coming, oh, I'm so tired. And I was like, but when do you take time to enjoy your life?
Yep.
And I remembered saying that to someone, and I said, you know what, respectfully, where's the balance? You have the nice cars, you have the nice homes, but where's the balance? And what I have found out is that people wait for that 1 year, for that one weekend to enjoy life. And it breaks my heart because I don't think that is the life that God has for us to live. That is not abundance. That is not freedom. Freedom is doing things the way you want to do it, how you want to do it, when you want to do it, want to do it with, right? And so for me, I believe that, and it started, and I don't want to rush ahead, but you have to be able to define that success for you, define what freedom looks for you, define what fun looks like to you. Because I was never like a clubber, like partying, and so somebody may think my life
you ain't did no clubbing. You're in Florida. Look, you're in Florida.
No.
Listen, let's get this party started, right? Oh.
I am like everybody knows, I'm a Caribbean girl with no rhythm. I can't dance, like, so and I only know the chorus because we can listen to secular songs in the house. Like
that's where you lost it right there. You didn't get the chorus, the beat. Because back then you could listen. Bishop say, no, ain't no music like that playing in this house.
Not at all. They was not playing that. So me, we me and my younger brother, who's right under me, we were in the straight and narrow. We couldn't, like, there was no songs. Like, we couldn't do all of that. So for me, even though I left home at 17, and I'm 40 now, but I left home at 17, and I couldn't wait. And everyone is like, when you go and leave home, you're going to bust loose. And I never had a bust loosen moment. I'm still waiting for it. They was like, oh, it's going to catch up to you. And I was like, well, what I did, I'm not going to say everything was all perfect and everything, right? I did go to a club, I think it was for my 30th. And it was in Vegas, and I walked in and walked through and out. I was like, there's all these people on top of me. It's dark, people are smoking. So that was not me. So again, talking about fun, right? We're talking about fun. That's not fun for me. A nightlife. My fun is something different. So you have to be able to find what that fun is for you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. A lot of people don't do the work to find out what is fun for them, and they live a boring life, and they're frustrated, and it's like, nothing's working out for them because they have not construct a life to make it work out for them.
Right.
You have to decide to identify your likes and dislikes. You have to take the time to identify who you are and the things that will make life come alive for you, because something will make life come alive for you. Now, Laquisha, at 40, you don't need to be trying to do no breakout.
Oh, no.
We don't want no breakout at this particular junction. But here's the deal. I think you have done extremely well. I follow you on social media, and I mean, you push the envelope in comparison to, I believe, a lot of what we would call island girls. I mean, from skiing to helicopter rides and yacht experiences. What keeps people back? What are some of the more tangible, like, let's point out some things that keeps people back from literally enjoying life? If you're watching us, put it in the chat. If you know of reasons why people aren't enjoying life and making life fun, because the truth is, the weekend is not enough. There are too many people, oh, thank God it's Friday. No, I wake up every day saying, thank God it's another day.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to make today work for me. And so there are a lot of people who don't know. You can treat yourself to a nice dinner on a Tuesday night at a restaurant. It's less crowded. Because most people think the weekend is when life comes alive, but every day is when you're alive. Talk to us about what you think are some of the things that causes a person just to not tap into enjoying life in a healthy way.
First of all, I would say exposure, and also just the ability to get out of your comfort zone. A lot of our people, Coach Ricardo, are stuck in what was. They are stuck in their area code. They are stuck in their city. I remember one time dating a guy, and he did not even have a U.S. passport. And I was like, well, how do you travel? Like, you don't travel? Like, I was shocked. Like, I didn't know people didn't have a passport. And so that was shocking to me. And I was like, well, I thought it was strange. He thought I was strange because I traveled a lot at the time. And I thought he was strange that he didn't have a passport. So one of the things that I believe is that people don't have enough exposure, and they are comfortable with their surroundings. And when you're able to get out of that, see, I'm so grateful and always give honor to my parents, because from a kid, we were traveling to Disney World and traveling around the world and getting that exposure. So I remember always coming to Florida, and we would be like, lights, 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 look at the lights, because it was so much lights compared to in Freeport, Bahamas, where I'm from, right? And so a lot of people don't know, they didn't have that exposure. So one of the things that I would say to do is look at somebody else's life that you said, not trying to covet somebody else's life, but say, you know what, that is interesting. Let me try this. Let me try that. No one I knew, Coach Ricardo, went skydiving. No one, right? And everyone's like, where did that come from? I don't even know where it came from. My dad would always ask my mom, where does Laquisha came from? Because I do just weird things, right? And so for me, once a lot of people don't have the exposure, and it's okay, but it's not okay to stay there, because a lot of people didn't have the parents to expose them, to be able to show them more. But guys, we have YouTube, we have Google, we have the internet now, and you can just type what it is that you want. And another thing was associations. When you associate with people that have more than you, are doing the things you want to do, a light bulb is going to switch on. And that light bulb will cause you to say, you know what? Let me try this. Let me do this thing, right? So you have to be able to make it a lifestyle for you. Anyone around me, that's what I push and I encourage even my clients. I say, listen, don't just wait for your birthday. Don't just wait for a special. I celebrate my life. It's a lifestyle for me. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of my success. It's a part of what I'm going to continue to do.
Listen, I love what you said. I celebrate my life as a lifestyle. People, did you hear that? You know, someone wrote in the comment section, you know, she said, I know someone who travels only to Miami and I won't leave outside of Miami. You know, let's just say this person is from the Bahamas. And it's like Miami is traveling when there's so much more to the United States. Well, there are people also, let's just say in Grand Bahama, there are people who would have lived in 8 Mile Rock but never went to the Grand Laquisha Hotel to have dinner.
Right.
There are people who may be in Nassau, and you know, you don't have to go to Florida. You could decide to go to the Atlantis. You say, you know what? We bring a lot of people in to enjoy our country. How about me taking some time to enjoy the country? You know, you work in the resort that service people at a high level, but you've not taken the time out. And I like what you said, Laquisha. You said, look around you, pay attention. Somebody's doing it right.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Somebody's doing it. And so we live in the Bahamas. We see people come and they enjoy themselves. They're like, listen, I'm going to enjoy myself. You know, over the years, you've pushed past the fear. You've pushed past the fear. I want to talk about the fear. But before you do that, we have a question here that says, what advice would you give to someone who really who relies on other people to make them happy? They make me mad. I'm not happy because they make me mad, or I'm not happy and I'm not doing well because of external circumstances or people. What is your view about that?
And this is something that I teach and I share as well. And Ricardo, there are so many people that are stuck right there. And it breaks my heart because when we know with, and I'm not going to think that we just are talking to believers here, but when we know that God has given us this abundant life, He wants us to live out freely. He wants us to, live a life that we don't need a vacation from. These are things that, it breaks my heart that people are stuck there. But sometimes those people are not good. They are a detriment to your destiny, meaning that they are going to keep you stuck right where they're at, because if they haven't done it, then they don't expect you to do it. So sometimes you have to break out the box and do things that goes against the grain. And that's what I had to do. I was there too, afraid of what people were saying. And even in my 30s, late 30s, I still was struggling with that. What people would say, what people would think. Even now, currently, I was struggling with that, because every level you go, every direction you go, people gonna start saying stuff, right? And so you have to know, as long as you can sleep at night by doing something that is not harmful to anyone, just go ahead and do it. You deserve this life, and we only have one life to live. And what I can say is this, is that we all have an expiration date. We all have an expiration date. And at that time, we don't know when it is, but it's coming, right? So we are all on the way to go somewhere, go to heaven, but you have to be able to find out, what is it that you want? Like, what is it that you really want? And a lot of people are not stopping that, Coach Ricardo, and saying, what is it that I really want? And you don't know that because you are depending on what somebody else says, your parents and your grandparents, and they love you. Yeah. They love you like that. That's why you need a Coach Ricardo in your life, right? Because that coach will help pull something out of you. They love you too, but they don't love you the way you are. Our family and friends, oh, it's good. We love you just like that. But there is so much more out of you. So get around different circles, invest in yourself, invest in coaching, which is the best investment one can give to themselves. Invest in yourself, and then you will begin to see things differently, because do not hold on to something or someone that's going to keep you having the same conversations year after year after year. And so that's how I was able to do it.
Let's dive into this, Laquisha. Thank you for saying that. There are people right now who say, well, my money is funny. I don't have the money. Ricardo, you could talk this way because their mindset is messed up because the truth is, you can enjoy your life at home. Yes. You don't even have to go out. You can have a fun-filled life at home. Mm-hmm. You can have a fun-filled life in your city. You can have a fun-filled life in your state or in your country. So there are a lot of people who just have a messed up mind. What is your view on the mindset for progression and fun and exploration? I mean, just pushing the envelope, because if they do space tourism at an affordable rate, Laquisha, in my lifetime, be rest assured, this brother is going to be one of the first Bahamians going up. Okay, so that means that $1 million ticket to go up to, I'll be like, Mama, I'm going up. Right? So there are a lot of people though who don't know how to start to enjoy the practical basis of whatever it is that they do have reach of, they can connect with, but their mindset is challenging them. What advice would you give to those who are struggling with living life to the fullest from a mindset standpoint?
Again, it's so hard. It starts from the beginning. It starts from your environment, where I see that people are stuck at. Yeah. And mindset, even the Bible talks about renewing your mind daily. Like, we have to renew our mind. And another thing that I see a lot of people are getting excited about is meditation. I'm like, meditation has been around since the Bible been around. This is something new. And what the Bible says is that, because anything that I do is the basis of what the Word of God says. If that is going to take me away from what God says, I don't want to be a part of it, right? So for me, God says in His Word to meditate on His Word day and night. Right. Yep. And that word When you meditate, he will make your way prosperous and you shall have good success, right? So for me, I would always go to the mindset. What is it that is keeping me in this season too long? Many of us are in and we all have different seasons. You talk about faith, family, fitness, finances, and fun.
Yep.
I call them my fabulous five. I talk about them a lot too.
Yep.
We talk about those things, but we are not renewing our minds daily.
Yep.
No longer should you hold someone else hostage from what they did to you.
Yep.
Not meaning that I don't want to negate that the experience was bad or negative, but the experience has helped you, or it needs to help you push past where you are right now. And I'm saying that to say this is that your mindset is going to shape who you become. Because so I'm always becoming, I'm always evolving. And the reason being because I'm always renewing my mind. There are books, Effective Living book. There are books, there are audios. Everything that you can get is at your fingerprints. So no one should be having this kind of struggle right now. But it takes you connecting to the right people, the right resources, so that you can get the results that you want to show up in your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Laquisha Williams, and we're talking about enjoying the journey, deciding to live your life to the fullest. Now, any of you guys who've been following her for a while, you all know she ain't shy, but showing up and showing up strong, okay? And so she pushes the envelope on learning how to get the most out of her days, and that is awesome. Laquisha, let's dive into this. Looking back 15, 20 years ago, what advice you would give yourself, knowing what you know now? What would you say to Laquisha?
Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. Do it. That's a song. That's a song. Just do it, because at the end of the day, I just posted. I saw it on Lewis House page on Instagram. He's one of my influencers that I follow, right? Personal development. And Lewis House says people are going to judge you if you're going to the moon, or if you're just staying still. And one of the things I realized as a PK, as a pastor's daughter, I remember growing up, and I didn't like the space of being in a PK's house. Like I know we're talking about fun, so I'm not going to stay here, but just a little bit, give you guys a little bit of background.
Yep.
Being a PK was not fun for me because everyone looked down like we were supposed to be this perfect person. And not until I got grown, I'm like, well, the same things y'all were talking about, y'all did too. Like, and you are now as holy and Mr. Holy. And so for me, it was a struggle finding what Laquisha wants, not having just the identity of Bishop Williams' daughter or Miss Williams' daughter, because my mom was an educator at one of the major public schools, so everybody knew her, right? And so for me, I just wanted to be Laquisha. I didn't want no title. I didn't want to live. Even when I attended my church, and I've been in my church for 18 years, and when I attended that church for the past maybe 10 years, I sat and not did anything, because I said, I don't want nobody know who I was. And because of the judgment, I had a fear, thinking that once I say who I am, once I start being active in ministry, that people were going to have these different type of expectations. So for me, even now, Coach Ricardo, people would say, I remember when one of the ministers at the church said I should have, go through the process of becoming a minister. I was like, I'm a minister in the Lord's house. Just come to church and that's it. No. I didn't want that. So even when I was so adamant that I didn't want any type of thing that had ministry on it, right? And this is 15 years ago. This is like in my 20s, right? And so for me, I said, I don't want to. So even when I started getting into the personal development space, people started saying, oh, this is ministry. I said, this is not ministry. This is not ministry. Like I kept pushing it away, And so for me, I really wish that I was more bold. I really wish that I can tell my 25-year-old self that it's going to be okay. that just go ahead and do it with, and not hold back. And I had held back for a long time.
Yeah.
And not until I was able to start, going up little by little, then I said, okay, God's hand was on my life. And so my 15-year-old self was just go and do it. Be bold,
Be bold. I like it. Okay, be bold. Now here's the deal. There are some people who are like, listen, man, I'm afraid, but feel the fear.
And do it anyway.
Do it anyway. Yeah. There are a lot of people, Laquisha, who's going to find themselves living a life of regret. A life of regret because they did not just do it.
Mm-hmm.
They did not push themselves to saying, you know what? I'm not going to be charged for not having tried.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that there are times, our children, the people around us, we're a testament of the fact that, you know what, somebody decided to push the envelope and take it where it had not been before and decided to experience life on a whole nother level. There are a lot of people, Laquisha, trying to learn how to juggle everything. My life is just so much going on. Talk to them about, the need to stop and breathe and just really focus on self a bit. I was telling a client not so long ago, I said, hey, if you lose you can't overgive yourself for your husband. You can't overgive yourself for your children. You can't overgive yourself for your job. You can't overgive yourself for your extended family. At the end of the day, if you lose you, well, guess what? You lose and everybody else keeps moving. They keep moving. Listen, they'll feel it for a moment, but you got to make sure that you're good in order to serve them who you want to be a blessing to. So there are people who are watching us. They need to hear from you. I would love for you to give them a thought that reminds, hey, enjoy the journey. What thoughts will you give to them this morning?
What I would say, thank you for that, Coach Ricardo. Thank you for that. I would say, you have to put yourself on the calendar. Put yourself on the calendar. I am now in a new space, right? Like I told you guys, I added a new phase to my brand. And because things were happening so fast. And this is the thing, God gave me Amos 9:13 last year, which says that things are going to happen so fast, your head would spin. And literally, my head was spinning earlier this year because things were happening so fast. And I turned to my mentor. I was like, now I got to stop right here because this is not freedom. Because if I'm stuck on phone calls day in, day out, he was like, you just billing is going to happen. I was like, no, that's not the freedom that I want. I don't want to be stuck to something. I came into this because I want freedom. Like, do it when I want. I don't have to wait for somebody else. So for me, first and foremost, and this is the thing, personal development is key, guys. Like, you have to invest in yourself, invest in books, invest in courses, invest in communities. Having the right mentorship and the right community, it equals success. Like, that equals success, however you want. So my thing would be is to put yourself on the calendar and have a me day. And you have to be able to set boundaries. So right now, I don't do social media on the weekends. And I hear people, you don't shut down your business on the weekends and this. No, I'm not going to let someone based on what they know and they experience dictate and determine how I'm going to live my life. So again, that's because I've defined success for myself. I know what it is that I want, right? And so the weekends, I cut it out because when my cell phone says that I've been up, your cell phone says like how much time you've been up 10 hours this week. I don't like it. So I have an app on my phone that says, okay, you've been on the phone X amount of hours. It's time to shut it down because I don't want this to control me. I don't want, and this can control you. This is a tool for us to use, but this tool is using us. And not until, so you have to find what it is. So on the weekends, I choose to do nothing if I don't want to. But now I'm using it for educational purposes of, with the space that I'm in now. But you have to be able to have a me day for yourself. Take out a day in the week and says, even if you're, and I know I get this a lot, you are not married yet, you don't have kids, so it's different for you. You can do that. I get it. but I also coach women at single moms who are killing it and still having a balanced life, right? So there's no excuses. We are always going to be attached to our excuses to make us feel good about ourselves. Oh, I have this. No, no, you set the time, you set the tone for your life. Every morning I set the tone for my life. So I am big on creating morning routines for my clients. So today, even before I came here, I had my morning routine of what I have every morning that I have to do before I share myself with the world. I have to be poured into. What is God saying to me today? And because we're always on a go, always on the go, always going, we never step back and say, you know what? I just want to breathe. Like my watch tells me, okay, it's time to breathe. Everything is controlling us. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna set the tone for my day. I have morning routines, night routines. So you guys have to figure out what works for you. I can say something, Coach Ricardo can say something, but that works for us. And we're doing that well. So you have to find what it is that you want to do so that you can have that life that you don't need a vacation from. So even if it takes you sitting in your car, even if you do a stay vacation, and that's what I was going to say, mention earlier, a lot of people think that you need all this money. Yes, I love high rises. I love looking at the beach. I love looking at the city lights in the penthouse. I can't afford that for a month. I cannot afford that for a weekend, right? So what I do is go for the weekend. And that's what I did for my birthday. I said, I want to live this life. So let me get a piece of it. Let me just get a piece of that life. So, right. You create it on your level. And once you're able to do that, I'm creating it on my level. I can't do it all the time or as long as I want to do it, but I'm going to do it on my level. And at the end of the day, I still got money in my pocket. I still had a great time. And it was because of what I wanted to do, right? Like a lot of people are using the excuse that, oh, it's a pandemic. Don't use that as an excuse. You know? We are so tied up to our excuses. That's why we are not living a fun, fulfilled life.
Come on. Right? A fun, fulfilled life is possible. But I like what you said. Make sure you're creating it on your level. And I think a lot of times, Laquisha, when people look on the internet, they look at your life. They look at my life. They look at the people on TV. And they're wanting that. Whereas here's the deal. You could start right where you are. You know, you can have, you're in the Bahamas, you can go to the beach. You know how many people travel from around the world just to come and sit on those beaches? But you got access to them, but you think it needs to be more. He who is faithful with little will be faithful with much. You got to get to the place where I see in the comment section is you want to customize your life to fit you.
Right.
Customize. So that means I heard threaded through what you were saying a lot, Laquisha, and that was the need to know you enough to serve you as you're living this life. You got to know. And so what you said was, I know me enough that I'm going to turn off my devices and I'm going to have the weekends for me. In addition, I know you enough too that you have, I think, a month where you sabbatical off of social media. You're like, just shut it all down.
July, I shut it all down. Yes. And I believe, and see, the thing is that came about is that because in July was our family vacation month. So from a kid, but again, I started looking, I was like, this ain't vacation though, because we go on a church conference for 1 year, like for 1 week or 2 weeks. So it was like church stuff. So we always had to do church, even on vacation, which is nothing wrong. But I said, what we started as a child, July, my parents took off because summer was off, and I continued that as an adult. So in July, first, I shut down from social media. I know I'm doing things a little bit different this time, not just shutting it completely off, but having access to certain things. But as far as me being able to have access to it, I take it off my phone. I take it off my computer so it will be so that I can be free. I don't want to know what's going on. I just want to work on me and disconnect, guys. You have to disconnect so that you can reconnect with your best self. Like I'm always evolving, trying to find my next best self. And the thing is, it's scary when I meet that person, that next person. I'm like, oh my God, Laquisha, who is this now? Like, what do you have to do now? And it's scary, but it doesn't mean that it cannot be done. And one of my mentors, she worked, Dr. Vicki Johnson. She was one of the big producers, executives at BT. And she said to me one time while I was with MC Light and all these major influencers, Kelly Price, and I said, we were at the Ritz-Carlton here in Miami, and she said, you need to be here. And Coach Ricardo, when I went there, I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here.
Yep.
I said, I felt that. I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. And she took my chair from the back and sat me next to Tina Campbell from Mary Mary. Yeah. And Tina was like, hey, girl. And so we even talk now, right? And so she said to me, she said, you're supposed to be here. And she said, Laquisha, you're feeling this because you just entered a new level, but you're just on the bottom of that level.
Yeah.
And so you are always going to be fearful. And what I would say to people, in order for you to have fun, you're going to have to literally pick up fear. I tell my clients, pick up fear. Put it on your shoulder and say, baby, we got to go. You got to go. Like, listen, we going. Feel the fear and do it anyways. Feel that intimidation and do it anyways. Yes, you're shaking. Yes, you're nervous. Your hands are sweating and, you're like rambling and doing things. But you know what? I'm going to take you with me, ready or not, just like a kid. Mommy, I don't want to go. Yes, you're going to go. So you have to be that person for yourself if you want to start living that abundant life and also living that fun life. Like life is supposed to be enjoyed. Yeah. Not just living, don't be that person who died when they were 18, but still living. We are open. We are not in a prison, guys.
Yeah.
We are in a prison.
Go ahead, man. Listen, we are not in a prison. I so like that, Laquisha. You mentioned, don't be that person who's in, you know what? You stop living in your 20s. Oh my goodness, that is so powerful. I read somewhere in a book lately that says a bird born in a cage think birds in the wild are crazy. Oh. And there are some people who are so locked away in a bad idea, Laquisha, that when they see you skiing, when they see you on a yacht, when they see you in a high-rise building, oh, I think she's losing her mind. What is she doing? And what do you mean? What is she doing? Life is to be lived, people. Life is to be lived. And so thank you for challenging our viewing audience on the importance of embracing this fact that you got to create the life you desire. You got to tell yourself, I'm going to embrace the fear, and that fear won't stop me, because the truth is, as long as you got life in this body, you might as well just say, hey, there's going to be options presented to me. I want to pick the options that's going to allow life to be more blissful for me. Mm-hmm. I want to enjoy life to the fullest. So if you're watching us right now, go ahead and put in the comment section, I'm going to enjoy life to the fullest. Okay, I want as many of you guys just to declare that today. I'm going to enjoy life to the fullest. Now, here's the deal. What I'm going to ask you to do in addition to that on your own time is write out what that looks like. What does it look like? Some people love the water. Well, why aren't you going to the beach more often or to the lake? Some people like the sky. Why don't you, skydiving and get on a helicopter? All of these different stuff. Discover you. Laquisha said, do the work to find out who you are, and then embrace that. And then when you feel fearful, do it anyway. Laquisha, a few months ago, I went, because, I want to do the jump out of the plane thing, okay?
Hey!
Yeah, I'm going to do it. But before I did that, I went to I think it's iFly or something like that, where the air compress deal.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Listen. When they opened the door, it felt like I was at the plane. And, like the door, you got to hold on to the door. And I'm like, and it was at that point, I was like, Mama, where my mama? I don't want to do this no more, right? and you said, feel the fear and do it anyway. Now, here's the deal. there were some kids who were in there too. They were sitting on the side because they got to do the jump. You got to do the jump, and the air takes you up, and you're floating like you're in the air. And let me tell you something, the noise, they had the little air compressing thing on, and you got the goggles and everything. And I watch it. Now, here's the deal. You know, I like pictures, and I believe in documenting the moment. They took pictures. You know, they took the pictures so you can buy it. I look so crazy on the pictures, I didn't even buy one of the pictures. Listen, I just did not.
But let me tell you though, that is completely different from the real dive. I promise you, I've done that, and I don't like that one. I prefer the real dive because it's too much air. Like they put too much in there. And see, this is talking about, and I laugh at you because it makes your face and all your jaws and everything crazy.
Yeah.
So, but the real dive, I dived 18,000 feet, and that when it was time to go. Again, you have to be with somebody who has done it before. So I did a tandem jump, right?
Right. Yeah.
And my tandem, once he said at the count of 3, we will jump.
Yeah.
Coach Ricardo, we didn't make it to 3, or I didn't know when we went to 3 because I only heard 1 and we were out. So you have to jump before you're ready, right?
Yeah.
That I fly, I've done the I fly because a lot of my friends, they were like, nope, I'm gonna be there on the bottom waiting for you.
Yeah.
So I went with one of my coworkers at the time, and I went twice. So I want to do it again. And with the skydiving, it's like it's completely different. So that win and I fly, guys, don't let that make you afraid, because so I heard you talk about the kids. They adjust the wind so that the kids don't have as much pressure. So it's like they make you feel, you know, I didn't like that I fly. I was like, no, this is not how it feels in real life. But whatever, when I did it, I took 16 of my girlfriends. We went because everybody was afraid. And even though a few of them were afraid, one was afraid of flying. And now she flies on the plane because she did that. So you don't know what you can do until somebody pushes you. So I was the team captain. Hey guys, let's go, let's do it. It was like, Laquisha, you and they praying, because you know my sister, they praying, and I was, come on, now, ain't that serious?
Hey, someone said in the chat, why would I jump out of a perfect good plane?
I hear it all the time. But again, do what's fun for you. I went skiing, and the most beautiful thing was, Coach Ricardo, is to see people. I was like, look at this Bahamian girl here with people from all
in the slopes
around the world. Right? And this is me because I'm so daring. I remember going and skiing, and I was in the beginners class. And he already told us what to do. And I was like, I got it. You don't got to tell me no more. But this is why you need a coach. This is why you need someone who has done it before you. And don't think you can outsmart it. Don't think that you can outsmart the process. Like, you have to go through the process. And so for me, I remember I was like, okay, I got it. Big V. When it's time to slow down. So I want to be doing all kind of, zigzags in the snow on the stills. And I ended up in powder snow. And I started to fall down the mountain. I put my hands in the snow and I was going down because I was not following instructions. I was not able to, but that didn't stop me. The next day, I was snowmobiling. The next day after that, I was tubing. The next day, I had these wolves pulling us. So it creates such an experience. And I always wondered why people our culture are so afraid of that, but we are getting out there now. Like everybody is. So when I went skiing in Colorado 3 years ago again, I saw so many of us, and we look at each other and smile because they know that, wow, hey, good to see you out here. And that is because that's my world-class brand. I love to see people of different colors, and I want to learn about different people and your background and why you act the way you do, why you eat this, and that is fun to me. So when you do the live skydiving, is not as bad as the iFly. I promise you that.
Got you. Well, Laquisha, our time has come and gone, and now I want you to tell our viewing audience before we leave, what does effective living look like to you?
Effective living is doing life the way you want to do it, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, and who you want to do it with. And until you're able to define that, until you're able to find who you are not going to be able to discover that. So that's what effective living is, and doing it according to you, and ensure that while you're having fun, though, ensure that you're impacting the lives of others so that they can raise their standards, so they can live their best life now.
That is so good. How can our viewing audience keep up with you with all the wonderful stuff you got going on?
I love hanging out on all social media outlets. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter now, LinkedIn. You can go. I have a link tree on website on my Instagram. You guys can come and check me out there. Or go to worldclasswomaninstitute.com to see what things that I have coming up. But it was so much fun being out here with you guys.
Excellent, excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, we have heard from Laquisha Williams. Let me tell you something. This lady is on the move, and she told you, hey, listen, you got to get up and do it with the fear on your back and tell yourself, listen, nothing is going to stop me from becoming my best self. And so today, tell yourself, I'm going to enjoy the journey. Stop waiting for Friday to wake yourself up and to try to live. No. Tell yourself, I'm going to live my life to the fullest every day. Because the truth is, tomorrow is not promised to anyone. So learn how to enjoy your evenings, learn how to enjoy your mornings, learn how to enjoy your drives, learn how to enjoy your work, learn how to enjoy your family, learn how to enjoy the money you do have, learn how to enjoy your environment, and then tell yourself, listen, I'm going to work it until I make it to the top. Laquisha, thank you so much for joining us today. You are awesome as usual. We look forward to having you back here on Effective Living in the future again. Keep doing what you're doing. You're changing a lot of lives by the services you offer through your platform. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Go ahead and share, tag, like, and comment, and put on that bell, that notification bell on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that today. I promise you, you won't regret it. Good content being delivered every day here on this platform. Love you all. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye, Laquisha.
Bye.